Turkey, where continents, cultures, and centuries collide. When I booked my ticket to Turkey, it wasn't after months of planning, it was an impulsive, let's see what happens, decision. One night, while browsing flights, I spotted an absurdly cheap deal. I called my mom and said, "How about a trip to Turkey?" She thought I was joking. But 2 weeks later, there I was, standing at the edge of the Bosphorus, watching the sunset spill gold across the domes and minarets of Istanbul. It was more than just another destination on my travel map, this was the moment I was finally meeting up with a friend I'd promised years ago would co-host an episode about his country. Back then, he was a shy teen I met in an Istanbul airport cafe. Now, he was a confident musician ready to take me on a whirlwind tour of his homeland. A nation split between worlds. Turkey is not just a country, it's a bridge, both literally and metaphorically. Geographically, it straddles two continents, Europe and Asia. About 97% of its landmass lies in Asia, specifically in the region called Anatolia, while the small European section, Eastern Thrace, holds around 10% of the population. This unique position has made Turkey one of the most important crossroads in human history. The Bosphorus Strait, a narrow waterway slicing through Istanbul, is the connector between the Black Sea and the Sea of Marmara, leading to the Aegean and Mediterranean. It's a lifeline for trade, a strategic military point for centuries, and a cultural mixing bowl where East meets West daily. The official capital, Ankara, may be the political brain of the country, but Istanbul is undoubtedly its beating heart, an ancient city with a modern pulse. It's the only city in the world to sit on two continents, and it's been the capital of three empires, Roman, Byzantine, and Ottoman. Walking its streets is like flipping through the pages of an impossibly rich history book. One moment you're standing under a 6th century Byzantine dome, the next you're sipping espresso in a trendy art district. Thousands of years, layered in stone. Anatolia is one of the oldest continuously inhabited regions on Earth. In Çatalhöyük, you can walk among the remnants of a Neolithic city dating back over 9,000 years. The Hittites built empires here, the Persians ruled vast stretches, and Alexander the Great marched through these lands. The Romans turned Anatolia into a network of cities, theaters, and aqueducts. The Byzantine Empire built monumental churches like Hagia Sophia, a masterpiece that later became one of the greatest mosques of the Ottoman era. The Ottomans themselves transformed Istanbul into a global capital of art, trade, and diplomacy, until the Republic of Turkey was born in 1923 under Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, a reformer whose vision shaped modern Turkey into a secular, forward-looking nation. Every part of Turkey bears traces of its past. Cappadocia, surreal volcanic landscapes with rock-hewn churches, hidden monasteries, and underground cities that sheltered entire populations during invasions. Ephesus, once one of the largest cities of the ancient world, with marble streets, a grand library, and an amphitheater for 25,000 spectators. Mount Nemrut, home to colossal stone heads from a mysterious 1st century kingdom. Troy, the legendary city of Homer's Iliad, blending myth and archaeology. Even Santa Claus, yes, that Santa, was born here in the ancient city of Myra. The land that shapes its people. Turkey is a geographical kaleidoscope. The Pontic Mountains rise along the lush Black Sea coast, covered in hazelnut groves and tea plantations. In the south, the Taurus Mountains form dramatic cliffs above the turquoise Mediterranean. The vast Anatolian plateau stretches inland, with wheat fields swaying in the wind. In the Far East, Mount Ararat, sacred to Armenians and famous in biblical tradition, towers at 5,137 meters. This varied terrain creates microclimates. The coasts enjoy Mediterranean warmth, central Anatolia has hot, dry summers and snowy winters, the southeast bakes under desert heat, and the Far East endures bitter cold. Turkey's location at the junction of tectonic plates also means frequent earthquakes, forces that have both shaped and challenged its history. The fabric of Turkish identity. To call someone Turkish is to acknowledge a heritage that spans continents and centuries. Modern Turks are descended from a mix of Central Asian Turkic tribes, Anatolian natives, Greeks, Romans, Persians, Arabs, Armenians, Kurds, and more. This fusion has created a rich cultural tapestry. The official language, Turkish, is written in the Latin alphabet thanks to Ataturk's sweeping reforms in 1928. But you'll also hear Kurdish, Arabic, Laz, and Circassian spoken in different regions. The majority religion is Islam, yet Turkey's constitution ensures secular governance, a balance that has shaped its politics and daily life for decades. Food that tells a story. If Turkey's history is written in stone, its soul is simmering in kitchens. Meat dishes, smoky doner turning on vertical spits, skewered kebab, or coughed meatballs. Vegetarian delights, stuffed vine leaves, dolma, eggplant stews, imam bayildi, and lentil soups. Bread, from sesame-covered simit sold by street vendors to pillowy pied fresh from a wood-fired oven. Desserts, honey-soaked baklava, chewy Turkish delight, and crispy, cheese-filled kunefe. Tea, is the heartbeat of social life, served in tulip-shaped glasses from sunrise to midnight. Turkey drinks more tea per capita than any other nation. For a stronger kick, there's Turkish coffee, brewed unfiltered and so fine you can read fortunes in the grounds left at the bottom of your cup. Ayran, a salty yogurt drink, is the refreshing companion to almost any meal. Traditions, sports, and cats. Turkey's sports culture is as varied as its geography. Football is king, with Istanbul's big clubs, Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, and Besiktas, commanding fierce loyalty. Traditional sports like oil wrestling, yagli gurs, camel wrestling, and archery date back centuries. Wrestling, in fact, has brought Turkey more Olympic gold medals than any other sport. Superstitions still weave through everyday life. The Nazar Boncugu, blue evil eye charm, hangs over doorways and on jewelry to ward off envy. People knock on wood to avoid bad luck. Bread that falls to the floor is kissed before being placed somewhere clean. And then there are the cats. Istanbul's streets are home to an endless parade of fluffy, well-fed strays, cared for by shopkeepers, residents, and tourists alike. In this city, cats are not pests, they're honored locals. Modern powerhouse with ancient roots. Today, Turkey is a rising economic force, a member of NATO, and a key geopolitical player bridging Europe, the Middle East, and Central Asia. It's the world's largest exporter of hazelnuts, cherries, figs, and boron, and has become a global leader in medical tourism, from cosmetic dentistry to hair transplants. It's a country that thrives in contrast, secular laws and religious traditions, ancient ruins and cutting-edge architecture, bustling bazaars and sleek shopping malls. Every street corner offers a reminder that Turkey is both ancient and modern, familiar and surprising. Traveling here isn't just about ticking off landmarks, it's about feeling the weight of history in your bones, tasting centuries of cultural fusion in a single meal, and realizing that you've stepped into a place that has always been, and will always be, a meeting point of the world.